What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Rewriting the Script. I'm your host, Sasha, and this is where we spark change, ignite hope, and empower you to take control. And on today's episode, we have a really special guest. Her name is Ebony, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ebony. I am the owner and founder of RedZone Closet, which is a clothing brand that I created really to inspire women to step outside of their comfort zones. And I mean, women of all shades, shapes, and sizes to just kind of remember themselves and own the room when they walk in. So I'm happy to be here. I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you. Thank you for coming today.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
So we're going to hop right into it. So tell me about your journey and like what experience have shaped you into your journey, any past experience.
I'm like, that is a heavy question for me. But my journey into Red Zone started for me as a little girl. So I am a 2-time open heart surgery patient.
Wow, okay.
So I had a heart attack at 3 months.
Wow.
I had to have open heart surgery at 3 months, and then I had it again when I turned 10.
Okay.
So at that age was a very pivotal age because I'm in school and kids are cruel, y'all. Kids will call it out. They like, what is that on your chest? What is that scar? So I was always different.
Okay.
And I learned to embrace that at a very young age. And I feel like clothes came into the conversation because my grandmother was very passionate about fashion, and that kind of helped me be more confident.
Okay.
So my clothes were not necessarily hiding my scar, but it helped me be more creative with my scar. So I never was afraid to show it because I always felt good and confident in what I had on. So that's kind of the gist of my love for fashion. And I feel like every woman deserves to kind of feel that way, especially when they step into a room. It's not only about you just looking good, but it's about the confidence behind it. You know what I mean? We carry so much, and we kind of have so many different versions of ourselves, but we deserve to be seen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Like we feel beautiful. Like I don't know,
Yeah.
it's something about when we get dressed up and we got on cute clothes. Like it makes you feel powerful. Like I mean, I know we own the room natural, but like when you dressed up, it's just like I don't know. It helps me feel like I feel like I'm the one. Like
you feel
I'm
like
the
you're
only
that
one.
one. Yeah. Listen, that is the whole thing. I feel like it's the difference between being confident and walking into the room with sweatpants on and a shirt, right?
Right.
You can still very much so be confident and own that room, but it's something about you putting on your full self.
Right.
Whether it doesn't matter if it's you putting on a full face of makeup or, dressing to kind of show who you are, but really, really going the extra mile, like stepping outside of that comfort zone a little bit, and it just makes the room like look at you like, who is that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's important. That's important to me.
I love that.
Yeah,
oh
for
my
sure.
God, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
So I want to ask you, like, okay, you said like you had a heart attack at 3 months.
3 months.
Right?
3 months.
Wow, like that's a miracle, baby.
I am. Very scary situation for my mom, but I always had a very large community. My uncle's a pastor, so I had the church behind us. Of course, I was a baby. I didn't know what was going on, but I had some prayer warriors that was definitely there covering me. My grandmother, rest her soul, but yeah, I had some people behind my mom that was just really strong and helping her through that. But yes.
That's so fire. I love that.
Yeah.
And like, did you ever, so was that the only one? Did you ever experience, I know you said 10, but like anything after 10, have you had any type of experience with that again?
Not with my heart. God is good.
All the time.
God is good. I will not go anywhere and deny that it was anybody but him. I have had some scares since then. So I had the surgery again at 10, of course, because I grew. Okay. After that, it was at one point my left coronary artery was leaking a little bit. So that kind of brings the surgery back into conversation again.
Yeah.
And it's very risky, of course. So I don't know what happened, but I got to praying. Okay, this is me at a grown age. I know God for sure now I have a relationship with him. And maybe like 3 months later, I go back and they, kind of run tests to see if I actually have to have the surgery again. And they said it wasn't leaking anymore.
Come on, God.
Come on, God.
on,
Let me
God.
tell you,
Yeah.
he is good. Okay.
Yes,
he is.
I love that. I'm so happy, like, that you came through that. So
Thank you. I'm like, it's always, people sometimes ask me like, do you ever get scared again? Like, does that ever kind of shake you up? Do you ever feel like you're gonna, have issues with that in the future? And I honestly have to say, no. God has brought me so far and through so much. I don't believe he would truly bring me this far to leave me.
Right, exactly. And I feel like too, like, I don't know, I'm looking at fear differently now. Like, even if you do have fear, like I always say, like, now is do it scared. But I feel like too, it's like, okay, he already showed you he got me through this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He can get me, I know he gonna cover me. He gonna be prepared for me. He gonna prepare me for it.
Yeah.
Or, he got me.
He
so
got
it's
you.
like it helps you be more. I think like the more I've been on my journey, it's like the more faith I've been getting. I don't know what it is, but it's like my faith has really grown through all of this, and this has helped my faith grow. It like has helped me step out my comfort zone. It has helped me trust him, like. And the only way to get through fear is to step out on fear. That's the only way to do it.
The only way to get through it is to step out.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like I'm recently learning that, of course, fear is it's imaginary, right? It's all the things that you fear will go wrong, but when it goes wrong, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you think, okay, well, they're going to say this about me, or they're not going to like me, or, I won't get the job, or what if I don't get it? You think of everything that could possibly go wrong, but it honestly just builds you. It builds character. And I'm like, we can talk about fear a little bit more with RedZone, but it definitely, I'm still overcoming fear, honestly. Like, in certain circumstances, you look at the whole picture and you get just like fearful of like, oh my God, all these things can go wrong. But it's like, so what?
And that's the enemy too. And like, I remember I was having a conversation with somebody and they was telling me like, it's true. The Bible tells us in so many different chapters to not fear God, right? But we're human, and he knows we're human. That's a human instinct is fear. But I think it reverts to us, that's a command. Anything God says not to do, it's a command, And I think he gives us grace with that and just helps us to remind ourselves, remember my word, it says don't fear. I know you are human, you got human instincts, it might creep up in there, but go back to my word, you know what I'm saying? Read everywhere where it say, do not fear. Thou shalt not fear. Like, it's so many times. It's repeated so many times in there. Like, so fear is just definitely like something the enemy just tries to use us. Like I always say, he try to use that to stop us from getting to where God trying to take us. That's it.
Every time. That's the thing. When you start to grow and get older, you start to realize that it's kind of like a repetitive cycle that you go in. You realize that the devil curates these roadblocks in your way that kind of are put there for you to fail and stumble, but
because he learns us. Like
he learns your biggest fear, and baby, he had you dreaming about it. Yes, he
like that's that's one thing I've learned is like the enemy. He studies you and he knows what First of all, he knows your past. He knows your future.
Yep.
He knows what we can fall victim to as well. So he tries to use that. Use anything against us to make us fall. That's it.
Absolutely. And it's up to you to give him the driving wheel.
Yeah, facts.
So you don't have to. You can deny that. And you can say, I'm a little afraid, but I'm gonna do it anyways and see what happens.
Yeah.
So curiosity is, I feel like, the light to like your fire. You have to start being curious. I found this group. I met you through Just Create, and I don't go places a lot by myself. So I was like, ugh, I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't know what to expect. What if I'm like awkward? Because I feel like since the pandemic, I just been out of myself. I haven't been like.
I think we all have.
Yeah. So I'm like, what could go wrong, right? But. I went anyways. My mother was in the hospital that day. I mean, the devil was literally throwing everything at me to be like, nope. But God had placed it so strongly on my heart to come here, to come to the Just Create session, all that week. And I didn't know what to even expect really. But he was like, no, go. Yeah. And I went, and
it was dope, wasn't it?
Dope.
Yes, that's what I said. I'm like, I wasn't coming here. I'm like, I did not come here with no intentions to start no podcast.
Yeah.
I came to the event just to really, because I was seeking just to be around more like, godly people and friendships. And I'm like, Ebony, come. I'm like, you want to come to this event with me? Because I didn't want to come by myself. Because at the time, I'm still, stage fright. You don't really want to be, I'm awkwardly social sometimes.
Yeah.
When I first came, it was like, I'm like, oh, this was dope. Like, it was fire. And then I left here when Eric said what he said. I'm like, that pushed me to start doing what
it opens up your spiritual ear a little bit. I think oftentimes when we are in our, I don't know, I like to call it like a gray zone, maybe, like to where we're just kind of existing. And you don't feel like you're hearing from God, right? Yeah. I know I've had those moments to where I'm like, man, God, like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just doing my regular routine. But once you follow obedience and that little whisper in your heart that's telling you, hey, you need to be around some people that are seeking what you are. Yeah. Like, you might not even know how to put words to it, but you have an inkling in your heart that's telling you, like, okay, you need to try this, or get her number, connect with her. Like, certain things you just like, okay, and once you be obedient, it just leads you into look at where you at now. You got your own podcast.
Yeah, and then also too is like, I don't know, like the friendships I feel like I've been creating with other people, like mindsets and even like other things outside, like just different things. Yeah. And like God bringing new people into my life. Like, I just feel like, oh, this is so dope. Like, I just love it. Like,
It is, and it's refreshing. I think for me, personally, most of my friends are not necessarily, like, religious or spiritual. Yeah. They believe in God, but maybe not, they don't really, I can't say how much of a relationship they have, but I just think we're in different places. Yeah, I get what you're saying. So it was important for me to like find people who are interested in the same things I am and have the same focuses I have right now. So my focus is to get back on track, expand my business while connecting with people who actually are rooted in something, and that something is God. So that's where I'm at right now. Yeah. Yeah. It's important.
Okay, so what are some challenges that you have faced in the industry of fashion, and like how have you used them to redefine, you?
Well,
redefine them. I'm sorry.
Okay, so some of the challenges that I faced in starting RedZone was in 2020 I decided to launch a business, right? So before that, I had always had people tell me like, girl, I love the way you dress. Where did you get that from? Or just, I had started styling first. So I started styling friends and family members because they liked what I had on. So I took a leap of faith. I felt like God had it so strong on my heart. I felt like nothing could stop me. I had my momentum. I was building my brand. At the time it was called, I started a fashion blog first before RedZone Closet came along. It was RedZone Blog.
Okay.
And what it was it was a fashion blog, but I would style people. So I would give the opportunity for people to like, inquire about being styled for different events, birthdays, whatever the case may be. And it started off good. And then I'm like, okay, actually, I think I want a clothing line now. So I ordered about maybe $3,500 worth of inventory of clothes, and everything shut down.
Oh, so COVID. Okay.
COVID happened. Everything shut down. I had just started my new position. We got sent home. I didn't know if I was going to have a job. Wow. I literally had no work to do every day. So it was like sitting in scrutiny. On top of that, I decided to buy a home that year. Oh, wow. Girl, life was lifing. Okay, that term is very real when it's real. Okay, so I say that to say I had inventory sitting for months, and I had got so uninspired. I drifted into like a deep depression. I felt like a failure. I felt like, why did I even do it? I should have just stayed with styling. Or maybe I'm not that good at it. People won't buy my, like all the voices, the whispers of the, of the devil of fear got a lot stronger. And I started to believe him for a while until 2023 came around. I prayed about it. I had been like, just trying to get back. I had been going to therapy. My financial situation was starting to get better. Like I said, in 2020, I was working, but we didn't have any work. So everything was affected. 2023, I decided that I wanted to restart RedZone. So I relaunched. I put all this work in, y'all. I put all this work into rebranding I built my website from scratch. Ordering packaging, like so much detail goes into business, especially when you're passionate about it. Yeah. And I am a perfectionist. Yeah. So I feel like everything has to be perfect when it doesn't. So I just tried to relaunch. I put so much effort into relaunching that I burnt myself out. So like I took I give myself hard deadlines too, which is something that I learned not to do. Okay. There was no reason why I needed that hard deadline, but I'm like, you know what? In the next month, I'm going to relaunch, rebrand. I'm doing all these things, and every day up until like I'm getting off of work, I'm working on it. Like that was all I did for like 3 weeks. Okay. And once I actually launched, I was exhausted. So guess what? After you launch your business, you actually have to operate it. Yep. Right?
Yeah. You gotta be consistent.
You gotta be consistent. You gotta market, okay? You gotta have sales, you gotta get to events, get exposure, all these things, right? And it's just little old me. So that I simmered down and I stopped posting like that. So that's how we got here. So now I am in a space where I've learned from my mistakes. I've stopped letting fear or just like, who cares? Not everybody's your audience. You know what I mean?
Oh, there you go. Right
Not
there.
everybody's your audience. So just because such and such may not like what you're wearing, or, you don't get the attention from this specific person, God may have somebody way more acclimated to come and guide you along in your journey. Like, don't limit yourself based off of people's, affirmations from people. Yeah. Your affirmation should come from within and come from God.
Yep, there you go. I love it. I love the way you just put that. Cause I was just about to ask you, like, do you feel like that you had something to prove? Was you trying to prove something?
Oh, now you're getting into it, Sasha. Whew, did I? I'm gonna be very transparent. Okay. And I haven't talked about this. Obviously, I don't go on podcasts all the time, but
okay, we getting in here first. I'm rewriting the script.
We rewriting the script today. Yes, I did feel like I had something to prove, and I think this is also why it didn't work. I fell out with my entire family.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe not entire, I would say more so like most of my immediate family.
Okay.
I won't go into why, but it was very, 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 very traumatic, and toxic. And sometimes when you experience that, you have to make a decision on, okay, I know this is family, but do I continue along? But anyways, I say that to say, I was letting that be my motivator.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to let them win. I am going to become the best fashion designer. I'm going to show them. You know what I mean? I'm going to show them that I rise above. God has me, and I was kind of using God as like a badge almost. Like, and that you're not going to prosper like that because you're pulling from the wrong place.
Yeah.
I'm not pulling from his strength, but I'm mostly pulling from like, yeah, God's going to do this for me, so that means I'm a good person.
Yeah.
And that's not how
Operates.
that's not how the story that's not how it works.
Yeah.
So I feel like God also allowed things to happen to sit me down so that I can heal.
You'll say that again.
I can heal. Now, healing, I feel like, is an ongoing journey. I feel like you're never fully healed, but God set me down to refocus and repurpose myself and center myself in Him so that when I do it again, it lasts this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I always be saying, like, I think that when God, like, certain things happen because so you won't, like, you know what I'm saying? So you won't return to old ways, or, like you said, He set you down. You know what I'm saying? And when he works, like, all right, you gonna listen or you not gonna you gonna listen or you not gonna listen. Yes. You know, and I feel like you said, we gotta understand, like, you just when you hit on, I thought it was gonna make me a good person. What did you say? You said I thought him doing that was because I'm a good person.
Like, I'm looking at it as, okay, God's blessing me, so I'm a good person.
Right. And God blesses people who
come on now,
who ain't so good. Like, you know, who we be like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We know their background. And He still blesses them as well.
Exactly.
Something that I had to teach myself, and this actually got a lot to do with forgiveness for me.
Ooh.
I had to look at God, like, I had to look at it like this: the people who hurt me is God's kids too. Yeah. So what if they never pay the consequences of what they did to me? You get what I'm saying? Because you know how they always say, watch, that's going to come back on that person. What if it never does?
Girl,
then
don't
what?
have me shouting here, child.
Then what? Like, we going to be pissed at God? We going to be mad at God?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What if? You got to look at it as what if God nothing happens to that
what
person?
If nothing ever happens?
That's why a lot of people don't forgive as well, is because they be so busy wanting the other person to, you want bad
revenge.
stuff to, you want revenge to happen to them. But what if it never happens? You're going to just, you're going to be mad all the time. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think about it like that. We've done some wrong too. You know what I'm saying? And God forgave us. You know, and I don't like the saying, I'm being honest, and people may not like this. I hate when people be like, well, I'm God. I'm not God. I don't forgive. He does.
That's not an excuse.
Guess what? That's not an excuse, and also that's a command. He tells us to forgive.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So technically, you being disobedient.
Yeah.
You know, but I get it. Some things are very hard to get over, and I know that some people have been hurt very, very traumatic where they haven't forgave nobody yet. Yeah. And that's completely understandable, but at least try. You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm never going to forgive this person. Yeah. You have to at least try or work on it. You know what I'm saying? Because that unforgiveness is going to keep you stuck. Exactly. So we can't think that God, just because somebody did us wrong, that He not going to bless them, because that's not true.
That is so not true. That's not true. And just like when you go through hardships, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person.
Exactly. Boom. There you go.
Okay? So it works on both ends. Yeah. And to me, when I thought of RedZone, of course, I wanted women to step outside of their comfort zones, but it doesn't just stand for fashion. It also stands for your character, who you are as a person. I think sometimes people hear red zone and maybe you might think of like a negative connotation is connected, but it's really not. A red zone is a place that you're afraid to really step into fully.
Yeah.
And forgiveness could be one of those things for some, you know. Transparently, I've been molested. I've been I've been abused. I've been through a whole lot with a church family. So I had to kind of wear that mask a lot, you know. But forgiveness is so important to your own growth, especially I think when you launch a business, it's so much of you and you're like, of course you have your sole audience that you're speaking to or you're marketing to, but it's so much of work, like you work that you have to do and sit with yourself with, because your business is going to reflect that. So it exposes the parts that are still needing attention in you.
Yeah. Thank you for being transparent about that. Like,
thank you. Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Like, you
don't make me cry.
You're so open about that. No, because that's hard. Like, I'm shocked that you just said, like, you know, I commend you for being open about that. Do you think, like, if you don't mind me asking, do you think you forgave your abuser?
So I say yes, and I say that I get triggered sometimes.
That's normal.
So I didn't just have, you know, one abuser. So this happened different times throughout of my childhood. So you know, black families have a way of, especially Southern black families, have a way of working through trauma. So black Southern families have a way of doing things. Like, they will not unintentionally try to make the situation go away instead of addressing it head on. And I don't think it's a malicious thing that they're like, but it turns out to be. It ruins you. It ruined me for so long, and nobody, you know, you felt like nobody cared. So when you ask the question of, did you forgive your abuser? I didn't even know I could be upset for so long.
I got you. You didn't know you could have a voice.
I didn't know
be able to feel something.
I had a voice, and you know, I just kind of dealt with it as well, like kind of swept it under the rug until I was about like 17 or 18. I just remember I was so angry. I was so angry. I was angry with my mom, and she's like, "Girl, what's wrong with you?" You know. Sorry, y'all.
It's okay.
She's like, you know, what's wrong with you? And, you know, I just remember sitting in class. I was going to college at this time, so I was in school. And it was so heavy on my mind that day. It just kept replaying. And I'm just like, I can't have this hovering over me anymore. So, and my mom she knew about one incident, but she didn't know about the other incident. So I told her about it, and the devil told me that my mama would tell me I'm lying. She would, you know, you okay?
Yeah.
Okay. She would tell me I'm lying. She would, you know, I had all these fears because I'm like, if she doesn't believe me, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. But actually, when I told her and I addressed it with her, she told me that she had actually been through the same thing.
Oh, that's that generational curse.
I was so shocked and appalled that's why I got the reaction my mom had, is because her mom was the same way with her. And who knows my grandmother's story? You know what I mean? So I started learning about this girl in the Bible named Tamar, who was raped by her brother, her half brother. And initially, when it happened, she was told to be quiet about it. And that you should read that story. I'll send you the verse.
Okay,
I can't.
Thank you. Yes.
Can't call it right now, but I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But when I read about the story, I was so attached to her for so long because I was just like, I know that story. I know what it feels like to not feel like you have a voice or for it to be taken away from you and you told to just go on about your day. Or if you bring it up, you feel like, you know, honestly, the family might criticize you and call you messy, call you, you know, crazy, knowing that it happened to you, you know, like.
And what I don't understand, you know, is I feel like they always try to protect the abuser.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of, no, like the child is the victim or whoever had, I don't even, because it doesn't, you might have not been, you know, somebody may not be a child, you still be an adult.
Yeah,
and get sexually
absolutely.
assaulted or, you know, touched. I feel like instead of sweeping things under the rug, no, we need to stop doing that.
Yeah.
And that be the problem. Like, it's just like, oh, forget my feelings, forget how we feel. But why are we not sitting down and bringing it to the forefront? Because you want to protect the family or you want to protect this person? No. Because guess what? Obviously, there's something going on with this individual that needs to be addressed and fixed, and they don't need to be around no more kids. So we just gonna let this keep happening to the next kid, the next kid,
And the next kid, yeah.
You know, and then y'all wonder why women grow up and be over sexual. That's one of the that's one of the signs. Like
men too.
Yeah, men too as well. Men too is when they get molested or touched. There is over sexual, you know, over sexual, and then you're looking at the kid like something wrong with them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But y'all haven't addressed the issue.
No. And I was so depressed as a child. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I was so depressed. Nobody would hear me. You know what I mean? I felt like I didn't matter. Yeah. And clothes was one of the ways, honestly, that I felt seen. Or that's when I felt seen, is when I would dress up and I would look really good. But outside of that, you feel kind of small, and nobody. My family has a bad habit of like saying like, "Oh, this person is just putting on," or you know, like I said, I have a really Southern family. Yeah. Again, most of them, I forgave them because most of them don't have the tools themselves, and they're just mimicking behaviors that were passed down from generation to generation. Yeah.
But I feel like it's something that gotta be somebody. It gotta stop somewhere.
It stops with me.
Yeah, period.
It stops with me, friend.
Yes, it has to stop somewhere. And we got to, like, you know, as the community, the black families, and I don't want to just necessarily say, like, any family. If someone has came to you or your child has said, I've been touched, or opens up about it, let's not just, because you don't want this to come out of open, let's not just sweep this under the rug. It needs to be addressed. It needs to be some consequences, and you need to make that child feel like they're heard, they're important, that they matter, because that's only going to affect them as an adult. Like, y'all don't understand how kids, like, you know what I'm saying, like for a kid to feel like, dang, my mama don't believe me. You know what I'm saying? My daddy don't believe me, or my family don't believe me.
It's chilling.
Like, I could only imagine, like, you know how a kid feel, you know?
Yeah.
And then it affects them as an adult.
And it affects the psyche. So I'm like, here I go.
Like,
it goes so much deeper. And I think I'll speak to this in general. As a black community, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I'm speaking from my cultural experience as a black woman. Yeah. I think that we have a lot of undiagnosed psychiatric conditions because of trauma. Yeah. So something I recently learned about was pseudo-dementia. Okay. So pseudo-dementia it's not real dementia. So the real dementia is your brain actually deteriorating for like maybe too much sugar over time, right? Okay. But pseudo-dementia is a mimic of dementia. So you're not really, it's reversible. You're not really, your brain is not really shrinking or deteriorating, but it's really your cognitive ability that's like kind of like you're losing, and you'll be aware of it. So you'll be very forgetful. You'll be frustrated that, you know, when you're talking, you can't really think of words. Sometimes like
Do I
You
got
have a
that?
I'm telling you, it's a lot.
Wait a minute.
It's a lot.
I'm like, do I got that?
You will be aware of it,
Yeah.
and it happens from a series of things, but mostly severe depression or anxiety
Okay.
could be is like one of the two leading reasons why pseudo dementia happens, and what it is your brain reacting in a way to protect you.
I got you.
When you're under a severe amount of either like stress
Yeah.
or depression or anxiety.
Okay.
So going through trauma for a long, extensive period of time, and your nervous system actually being in a fight or flight mode could actually literally damage your psyche.
Yeah. I believe that.
Yeah.
I definitely believe that because I've experienced that, like a state where it's just like my trauma was just taking a hold of me. So I believe that. And it'll make you crazy and insane. So
It'll make you feel like you're losing your mind, literally. And it's unfortunate because we can do things to combat that as a Black community. We can go to therapy. Go to therapy, which is something that I've been doing.
Yes, me too.
I stay in therapy because, like I said, I don't think you're ever completely healed.
No,
but it's
definitely.
always something to discover that of how you operate, especially as you grow as a woman or as a man in life. Things continue to happen.
Yeah.
So it's a continuous thing. But
For sure, therapy and theology, those are my main two, like, for me, and it has helped me, like, over the past year. And you have to, I tell people, too, like, I had to go through 3 therapists to find my person.
oh yeah,
Like, I've been through that, and, like, I've been with my therapist for almost over a year, actually over a year now. And she has helped me, like, she's my coach. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she could see what I don't see.
Yeah.
And she helps me, like, you know, get through life.
Yeah.
You know, and she makes me do the work, though. She don't sit there, and that's another thing, because people think you're going to go to therapy and you just going to talk and you want them to fix the problem for you. That's not your therapist's job.
No, it's not.
Your therapist's job is to give you the playbook.
Yeah.
And you got to go out there and do the plays.
Yes, you had to do the work.
That's all it is. So, if you decide you're going to go to therapy, don't go and be frustrated because you're like, oh, it's not working, or I don't, she want me to do this, or I feel like I got to do too much.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
You have to do
or
the work,
maybe if you feel like, you know, like I changed the therapist because I felt like she wasn't giving me no work. I wanted some work.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I went into my very first therapist, and I'm like, okay, this ain't working. I think my last straw was when she was like, you know, you just gotta, like, let it go. Like, she said something, and everything for her was just like, just let it go, or you just gotta, like, no, tell me the tools. What is the tools?
What does that mean?
Yes.
If I could let it go just that easily, I would,
I
right?
need tools, okay?
Yeah.
So I had left her, and girl, she was like, I think she kind of felt some type of way, but when I had texted her, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be coming back, blah, blah, blah. And she asked for feedback. And I was like, I just don't feel like it's working. She says, she was like, is it that I'm not telling you what you want to hear?
Ooh.
Or I said no, because I don't want you to tell me what I want to hear. I know I don't need to hear what I want to hear. You're not giving me the tools that I need, I feel like. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. You know, so you might have to go through a couple therapists to find the right therapist. So don't give up and don't quit. Don't be like, oh, this ain't working. Because to me, I don't care what nobody says. Therapy works.
It does.
If it ain't working, it's because you don't want it to work. You don't want to take the time to do what it is, whatever your therapist is trying to have you do, or you just don't got the right therapist. You have to keep searching. So that's a false statement to me.
That is a false statement. I stand strongly behind therapy. I think therapists, God is my source.
Yeah.
But therapists give me the tools that I need as a human being down on earth. Now, don't get me wrong, the Bible is very helpful as well. But it's just a different type of set of tools that you need to be able to literally operate or process what's happening in the moment and react different. So that is why I stand so strongly behind therapy. I think it's hard to process trauma.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's why I just started you probably been seeing it, but I just started like a little series. Like I do trauma.
Oh yeah,
versus
yeah.
healing
I have.
says.
Yep.
And I started that because I'm like, first of all, I started doing it on TikTok, and it was for me,
Right?
Like but it was like a lot of people were like, oh my God, like it's doing like they wanted it, you know. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna do them, every day. So I feel like apparently people need that.
Yeah.
I needed it, It helps me because sometimes like I have to remind myself, like, my thoughts go where they shouldn't go, and I have to remind myself, okay, no. Trauma, this is what the enemy is saying, but remember what God is saying. So you got to look at change your perspectives about everything.
Change your perspective.
So
yes,
that's what I'm doing.
Change your perspective. I think for so long, and this is crazy because I am growing. You ever grew in front of yourself? Like, you feel like you watching yourself grow. I'm growing. I'm like in front of myself. And I'm learning that I don't have to protect anybody anymore, And it's hard because coming from where I come from, again, Southern families, you keep it in the family. So you don't tell people you don't tell people what's going on in the family, especially when it comes to, the negative things. And that's unfortunate because you took my story away. You took my story away.
God, that's so good,
my
girl.
voice. And it's just like, I'm learning now. And I always ask God, Lord, I can't just blurt this out. Like, when do I tell my story? How do I tell my story? And when I seen you, I was just like, I felt something. I don't know what it was. Again, those heart whispers that's like, connect with her.
Me? Oh.
No, I'm so serious.
Okay.
So things like that will kind of happen and allow you. That's what I'm learning. Like, it allows you. God will give you the platform.
Yes, definitely.
And I learned that when I was fighting for the platform myself, like when I'm fighting to be heard, I never get seen. But when it happens organically and I let him guide my footsteps, I'm connected and it's right and it feels right. And the message gets across.
And I feel like another thing, like before I started this, I was always thinking about, I didn't want to share my story because I was thinking about the other person's feelings.
Oh my gosh.
And I had to realize, like, Ebony was telling me, she even told me, like, I think the very first episode, because it was something I was hesitant talking about. She was like, you're thinking about other people's feelings too much. This is your story.
This is your story.
And I had to learn, like, I'm like, I can't care, what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm not going to allow nobody to stop my voice, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, it needs to be heard.
You fought too hard for it.
Yeah. And, like, when you just said, like, what you just said, I feel like I'm allowing others to, you know what I'm saying, share their testimony. I feel like God, has given me a platform for others to come and tell their story, and like I said, our story's not ours. It's meant to be shared.
It is. Yeah. It is. And I heard someone recently say, like, your purpose is connected to somebody else's.
Yes.
So if you're sitting on that, and that's what's hard for me, I feel like it's almost kind of heavy, because it's like, it feels so overwhelming to talk about your story sometimes, because it's like, where do I start? I got a lot going on. I don't want to seem like I'm a mess. I'm all over the place, right? I don't want to just pour on others because you don't know where people are at. So many things you think about, but it's just like, again, follow the heart whispers that God gives you, and he'll give you the pathway and the platform for people to hear you, versus you just like, hey, I was, you know what I mean? Or I had this going on, or he hit me, you know, like whatever the case may be, like, but he'll give you the platform to say it so that people can hear it, and you might spark somebody else's story.
Exactly. And too, he wants people to hear how he want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We be so quick to open our mouth sometimes, and
Yeah.
we just want to tell the story how we want to tell it. But I think like everybody perceives things differently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like me personally, I'm the type of person like you gotta come. I'm very sensitive, and I don't care.
Me too.
Like, I'm
Me
very,
too,
very
girl.
sensitive.
What's your?
So
Okay, I'm gonna
if
ask
you
you after
if
this.
you have an issue with me, that's cool. Like I don't mind nobody having no issue with me. You know what I'm saying? But it's how you come at me.
Yeah.
I will shut down. Like if I feel like you being real aggressive, I can't take aggressive. I'm just not an aggressive person. Like I'm too sensitive for that.
Yeah.
And if you come at me with being aggressive, I literally will shut down.
Okay.
Like now I don't want to talk. I don't want to have no conversation.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna ignore you. You literally got to come with me like, all right, look, let's sit down. I'm the type of person, let's sit down and talk about it. But we're not going to yell and screaming. I'm not going to do that.
You know what? That is growth. God is still working on me, y'all. Okay.
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh my God. Let's see. That's why he was like, connect with her. You need to learn some things. Okay.
Yeah, I just not. And then too, I think like just growing up, it got a lot to do with like my childhood as well. I come from like, so I'm Black and Puerto Rican.
Okay, come on. I'm
up-
feeling Puerto Rican in this
I
house.
grew up with my Hispanic. My mom is Puerto Rican, so
Okay.
I grew up with my Hispanic side. I didn't grow up with my Black
Okay.
side of the family. Hispanics have a tendency, they yell
Okay.
so much where you could be outside, you can hear everything they saying, and it's just them. Even when you're not arguing or fighting, they yell.
Like,
So
sound
like
black
I think I've been traumatized. Like I
Okay.
can't take all that yelling, but I picked that up. I
Okay.
picked that up like with the yelling, and now like I'm trying to change it with
My
my
nerves
kids.
bad.
Girl, they are so they so bad. Like with my kids, I'm trying to switch that around because
Yeah.
I was taught to yell. You need to get your point across. You gotta yell. No, you don't. And as soon as somebody get the yelling at me, girl, I get the like my feelings get the cracking. I get the I want to cry. Like I don't like that. Like don't yell at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But everybody perceives things differently as well. So that's another thing. Like we have to sometimes like God say do everything in love. I know it's hard, y'all, because we don't be liking everybody, but we are supposed to do everything in love.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that's why we need to be in therapy.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's get in
Definitely.
therapy because
It'll help.
when you do have those triggers, it's up to you how to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, for sure.
It's so much is in your control than you actually think that it is. So you could be like, but she said this to me, or she did this, they stole from me, whatever the case may be. You feel like immediately I need to respond to that.
no.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
got me. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go there, but you don't have to give people your energy. You don't have to give
Exactly.
it. You know what I mean? And therapy taught me also relationship levels. So like, not everybody deserves full access to your heart.
Yes. Oh my God, say that again. We need
Not
that.
everybody
We need that.
deserves full
Please.
access to your heart.
come
okay?
on. That
Okay,
is
you gotta
good.
really protect your heart. That's
Definitely.
what God says.
Yeah.
Protect your heart. And that's important because sometimes not everybody has good intentions.
Yes.
And then some people are just honestly being used by the devil.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they are bad people. It's just that they are in a compromising situation at this time and need some prayer and need to, some deliverance. So, not everybody, people are working through things, jealousy, envy, and all sorts of assignments from the devil, honestly.
Yeah.
So imagine if you are a queen and you're giving all the village people access to you.
Yes.
What I'm saying? Imagine how depleted you are going to be
Exactly.
at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
You have to really protect your peace. So therapy has taught me that you can still be a friend. You can still be my friend. I still love you the same. But to make sure we are still in love, I want to set a boundary.
Yeah, boom, there you go. Boundaries.
So what I talk to this friend about and what I tell this friend, maybe I tell this friend about my business that God is giving me, putting on my heart. Excuse me. But this friend, I don't tell that. This kind of my hangout friend.
Yeah.
Like, it's different levels. And it doesn't mean that I love you any less. It just means that I'm protecting my heart.
Yeah. I was listening to the radio. I'm glad you said that because I was
Mm-hmm.
listening to the radio today, and a girl came on there, and she was like, she was telling her like, so I have this friend, and I feel like a lot of good things been happening in my life right now. And she's like, my friend just disappeared. Like my friend, she's like, anytime I tell her something, it's like she can't be happy for me. And she's like, but when things were not going good, she was around a lot. She was there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but now that things are happening for me, she kind of distant herself from me. I don't hear from her like that. You know, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm trying to figure out how to approach the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So they were telling her, like, just talk to her about it.
Yeah.
And that goes where you got to learn to categorize people too, because people show their true colors. Like, you'll see, yeah, okay, in this season, you was around in this season when everything was bad. And then now good things are happening. Also, too, people, like, be jealous. Like, and I don't even want to say sometimes it's purposely. Sometimes things don't be going good in their life.
Yeah.
They don't know how to be happy for you, or they be feeling,
they don't know how to process it.
Dang, this is happening for her. Why it's not happening for me?
Yeah.
I've learned to be happy. I don't care if my stuff ain't going good. I be happy when my homegirls call me and be like, I just got a car, I just got a new house, or this is happening. Like, because guess what? If he did it for that person, he gonna do it for me.
He can do it for me.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta enjoy. We not gonna always have good seasons.
No.
There's gonna be up seasons, they're gonna be down seasons, and you have to learn to enjoy other people's seasons when stuff is going good for them, but your season ain't going the way you wanted to at that moment.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Also, I feel like that's a test.
It's a test.
That's
absolutely. It's absolutely a test from
Yeah.
God to see if you could what's the word? I feel like it was a word that if you could I'm gonna leave it. I'm like, it's the word that Eric kept, steward. If you can steward over somebody else's wins. How do you steward when it's somebody else winning what you feel like you deserve?
Yeah.
How do you react to that?
Being celebrated. And you can tell. Like, you can tell who's happy for you, and you can tell who's being weird.
Who's being weird?
Because if I tell you something...
Sometimes you can't, though.
Yeah, that's true, too. That's true, too. People got hidden agendas. But I feel like if I tell, like, a person something, and you notice, like, they demeanor change, or, like, they switch the subject, for me, I'll be like, oh, okay, she don't want to talk about it. Like, like, I can't talk to her about this.
Yeah.
She feels some type of way. Or necessarily it's just because, like I said, stuff ain't going right for them, so they don't want to talk about what's going good for you. So,
again, people don't know how to process what's happening. So it's like, no, but I deserve that. Or when is it my turn? Or instead of celebrating, because I feel like I'm excited for you because I know you. This is my friend, y'all. Like, this is my friend. I know, like, so when you're big, I can say, I'm proud to say, this is my friend. It's good to have people around you that are doing better than you so that you can learn. And I know my homegirl gonna tell me that, you know what I'm saying? I trust my friend that if I wanted to go about a situation or needed some guidance or something, my friend will help me. And even if they don't, I'm still ecstatic for you because, again, I didn't walk through your shoes. I don't know what you went through to finally get to that moment. It never just happened. Something happened for you, that you had to go through your trials and tribulations before you were prepared for that blessing.
Yes,
So
I'm glad you said that because I think people forget, too. You have to be ready. I don't want to say all the time because sometimes you don't be ready and God still wants you to go. But there are certain things, aspects like that, characteristics that we have that I believe that we can't take into certain things.
Yeah.
So, like, boom, the podcast for me. I'm giving this as an example. God placed the podcast on my heart a whole year ago, right?
Wow.
And me thinking it was me, like, no, I just don't want to do it, which I didn't want to do it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
But also, too, I don't believe it was that time then because there was things that God, and he still, like, there's things like that he's still trying to get up out of me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
for sure.
He was cleaning me up at the time. There's things that I couldn't bring here. There was characteristics.
He was developing you.
Yeah, for this. You know what I'm saying? And even when it was time, which I didn't know it was time, but it was time.
It was time.
He's still developing me through this. There's some things, okay, I've learned this, and then now in this, he's teaching me things in this.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you also have to be like, okay, what is something that God told me to do that I haven't cleaned up yet?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm just not ready. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If it's not if you feel like your season ain't going how you want it to, it could be just your pruning season. I still feel like God is pruning me. You know what I'm saying? Even in the middle of this, you know. But I've grown so much from a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I prayed that last year. I said, Lord, I don't want to go into next year being in the same spot.
Being in the same spot.
I wrote that in my journal this year. In the beginning of this year, I said, at least by June, by the end of this month, I don't want to be here.
And look at you now.
And I'm not, you know what I'm
God
saying?
said,
Like,
not on my watch. Not
Like,
on my watch.
I've
yes.
grown, and it took me a minute to see my growth. Like, dang,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I got to sit down and like, dang, you have grown in this area. You know what I'm saying? We be so hard on ourselves sometimes about the things that we haven't done, but we forget
Yes.
what you have grown. And
How
focus
far
on
you've
that.
come.
You know what I'm saying? And just enjoy it. You have to enjoy the process. So, also too, think about your obedience, because I think people feel like God is supposed to. He's entitled. We be feeling entitled to the Lord, like He has to do this, or because He's God, He must do this. No, God ain't got to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you breath.
He'll show you.
Yeah, like literally, He gave you air.
He will show you.
That's the only thing. Like, and I feel like we be feeling like me personally, and I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm not deserving of nothing of any of the things that
none of us
He
are.
has blessed me with.
None of us
You know what I'm saying?
No.
And I used to feel like I deserve this. I deserve. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not entitled to nothing.
Yeah.
You know. So one thing I had to ask myself is like, will He just be enough? And that's something I'm be honest. I haven't answered that question. If would God just be enough if there was no podcast, if there was nothing, if I ain't had no job, if I ain't had nothing, would He be enough? And I feel like we all should.
Will
ask
you be
ourselves.
satisfied?
Exactly.
Ooh,
I feel like
child.
we all should ask ourselves that
That
question.
is so crazy.
Now I haven't answered that yet because I ain't gonna lie, I don't know yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm still growing in my faith and in my journey with God. But that's a very good question to ask yourself. Like, if you didn't have nothing, would you still love Him? You know what I'm saying? Would His relationship be enough?
So it's funny you said that. At one point in my life, I was like, looking for a job. I couldn't find a job. Mm-hmm. I was interviewing too. I was staying with my cousin. I didn't feel welcome there. Mm-hmm. I was just like going through it. I'm like, Lord, help. And it was this song that came out by The Walls. It's a group called The Walls. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but it's called Satisfied. And it basically says, if I never get that house, that car, or be a superstar, if my dreams never come true, Lord, I'll be satisfied with you. And I just kept that in my heart. And when I tell you the next couple days, I ended up getting a job offer.
Period.
Because gratefulness goes so far.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get stuck in like what I do have right now, what I don't have. I don't have, like, I need a car, I need this, I need that. All these things to make yourself feel good. But then when you get those things, you realize that it's still not fulfilling everything.
God,
especially
so
if you're out of alignment with God, those things mean nothing. You I got a car sitting outside, but it doesn't do anything for you, right? It's not feeding anything. So being grateful over what you do have, stewarding over what you have is so important. And I wanted to go back to something you said about how basically there's never really a good time to start. I was watching a podcast that Kurt Franklin did, and he basically talked about how you have to win wounded.
Yeah.
You have to win.
That's fire right there.
Wounded.
So
I know. When I heard it, I was like, ooh, because that is I am a perfectionist. I'm an overthinker. I want everything to be perfect, everything, and it's just like, how do I win, Lord, when I'm bleeding? I'm bleeding. I feel like I'm bleeding out almost. But he's giving you those heart whispers, telling you to do this or do that, or call your family, or just lay it down, forgive them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whatever the case may be. And it's like, but God, that's not fair. I don't want to do
all
that.
The time. Oh my God, that is so good that you're saying that.
I don't want to do
Yes.
that. That's not fair. But look
Yes.
at what they did. Why you waiting? You know what I'm saying? Like, did you speak to them? You
Girl.
understand?
I talked about that, I think, like, the second podcast, or when me and Ebony was talking, it was one of the episodes I talked about that, like, girl, that happened, like, when I was going through my divorce.
Yeah.
God literally will always, like you said, the whisper, when, like, we would get into it, he will always make me be the first one to apologize.
And it's so
And
frustrating.
I used to be pissed.
Pissed.
I used to be so mad, like, bro, but I didn't even start the argument.
But it wasn't even me. Did you see what they did?
You know, and I had, you know, like, specifically, he had said, did I ask you that?
Did I tell you that?
And
What did I say?
Every time, whenever me and him had got into it, I will always reach out and be like, hey, I apologize. It went this way. You know what I'm saying? I may overreacted, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? I wouldn't even get an apology back. Sometimes I wouldn't even get a response.
Ooh, child. Talk
that
about
would
it.
piss me off even more.
Talk about
But
it.
I had to go about my day, and
Oh,
I
child,
did
you
what
hit
God
that one
told
right
me to
there.
do. So,
Oh, you hit
you
that
know.
one. No, baby.
Yeah, but now, like, we good. Like, we don't argue as much as we used to. You know, of course,
Yeah.
we don't always get along because you know that's co-parenting.
Yeah.
But like, we in a much better space
That's good.
or whatever. But yeah, like, I used to be mad even at work. At work, like, when people like just get under my skin, or I feel like you talking at me wrong, like, I will go back and forth.
Yeah.
And then it was times where I had to go back to a couple people like, listen, my bad.
Yeah.
This is what I was trying to say. And I used to just be so annoyed because why do I always got to apologize?
Why do
bro?
I?
Like, we always got to be the bigger person, you know, but it's okay because guess what?
Yeah.
He's teaching you in that. There's a lesson being taught in
Oh,
that.
baby. I think what do you think when you're called to in a higher, I mean, I ain't talking about what you can imagine on a lower level, like, oh, I might be a leader of a team or I might, have a couple of employees, but no, when he calls you higher, those skills are going to be needed.
Yes,
You're
that's
going
what I
to be a
said.
good steward
Yeah.
over what he's giving you. These are the pruning things we have to go through. So
Yeah.
go apologize and
Yeah.
I'm going to see if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if you're going to be obedient. Oh my gosh. When I at one point wanted to rekindle things with my family, because I felt like my roots were sick. Like, if you think of yourself think about a family tree. When that tree is like dying in a sense, I know that's dramatic, but just like if that tree is like dying, it's like it starts at the root, right?
Yeah, yes.
So I felt like, what am I without my roots, Lord? Like, so I wanted to. I don't think I wanted to rekindle things. Actually, I think I wanted to take away that hurt, and I wanted to usher in a new thing called like talking, communication in my family, because we don't talk about it. We talk about it to each other. So, girl, did you?
And that'd be the problem.
And that's the problem. Yeah. It continues the tradition of just like the devil being able to, hop in and out and switch up the story. Yeah. Not that anybody's intentionally trying to do that. Everybody just wants to be heard. Yeah. But it just ushers in so much confusion.
Yep.
So you have to be able to listen to what God is saying. So when I like ran into some of my family at a family function, and I was so anxious, so nervous. Mind you, I feel that I was the one that was hurt, right?
Yeah.
Or did wrong, I would say. But God had put it on my heart so strong. Like, talk to them, apologize. So I'm sweating. I sweat. So I go up to one of my family members, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm stuttering. But, I'm like, get it out, girl, in my head. But I'm just like, oh, God, why do I have to do this? And God just like spit it out. And I'm just like, you know what? I forgive you. let's just move past. Let's just, move past it. And though, like I said, forgiveness doesn't always mean,
rekindle.
It doesn't always mean, rekindling.
Yeah.
But it can be a new start for a new, God to do something new.
Yeah.
And that slate is I would say is wiped. I won't say it's clean, but it's wiped.
Yeah.
And it depends on who how we foster that relationship moving forward with boundaries.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so what like inspires your outfits, what you put together, and like how do you like, because you talked about earlier and you was like with your scars and what you experienced, like how do you incorporate that into your past?
Yeah, so I feel like I'm inspired by different things. I can say art is one of the things. People probably won't think about that a lot for me, but I am layered. So it's a lot of different layers to me. So I see some art that could be inspiring. It might inspire me to put an outfit a certain way. Black women inspire me in so many ways.
Yes, beautiful.
It's so many. Yes. Oh my gosh. It's just we are so innovative. So me looking at another black woman walking into a room, that can inspire me to create a look or something like that. Sometimes a setting might inspire me. But I can say some of my most, like, the people I look to for style would be like, I don't know if you guys know them, but they're kind of like, not Milan Rouge. She is her brand, Milano di Rouge. She's very inspiring. She always uplifts women, and I love like her style. Now I won't say that we, of course, like how she designs her clothes is the same as mine, but I definitely am inspired by her and her techniques. Nicole Lionel, Sasha Stewart with the Vault by Sasha, Jay Bolin. I don't know if he styles like, he does all the celebrities, but he really does TD Jakes. Sarah Jakes,
okay.
Yes. He does Sarah Jakes a lot. So, but yeah, those are some of the major, I want to say more the designers or, stylists that I kind of get inspiration from. But most of it is just like what I see, textures, things like that.
Okay. So though, like anybody who may feel trapped or hesitant to step out into fashion or, just to design themselves or put their clothes together.
Yeah.
What advice would you give them and how to rewrite the story?
So, I'm gonna answer this in two parts. So, on how to rewrite the story, I'm gonna go with that first, if that's okay.
Yeah, no,
okay. So rewriting the story, I would say lean into loneliness. And I know that sounds like crazy.
No, it don't. Well, to me, it don't.
But I heard I love Maya Angelou. And I heard her say one time that loneliness is like a classroom. And what you hear is the teacher. So in loneliness, it whispers so much that you need to know about yourself. Yes. You can hear your thoughts.
Come on,
you can
girl.
actually hear what you're thinking
right now.
And I think we run from that a lot.
Yes,
I run from that a lot. So like when I know I'm a creative, so when I'm not creating, I feel depressed. So when I'm not doing that, I'm like in my phone. I'm
distracting.
I'm trying to distract myself.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Like not intentionally, but kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But in reality, if I was to sit in my loneliness and allow God, because God has moved so many people from around me over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, people, family, friends, whatever, lovers, you name it, from around me. And I had no choice but to sit with myself and to get closer to him. So I would say...
Good. That is good, girl.
Rewriting the script is you being lonely and leaning into that and being okay with it.
Yes.
Getting comfortable with loneliness.
I preach that a lot.
Yeah.
I talk about that so much, like loneliness, because, like you said, we run from it, and I think I ran from it so long. Like that was, like I said, that was my first instinct. Like, dang, I'm about to be by myself.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And
Like, I can't believe it.
yeah, and no, I need to be my, like right now. It's a season where I've accepted that it's not the season. I'm sorry, y'all, my voice crackling. It's a season for me where I don't have time for nobody else at the moment.
Yeah.
And God has really put it on my heart that love is not right now. That's
Ain't
nowhere.
that hard to accept?
It is.
Ooh.
It is. And like nowhere, love is not in this season. Nowhere.
It's not in this
Yeah.
season. Same here,
And
girl.
it's going on 2 years where
Yeah.
like I haven't dated or whatever, and I just recently was like, I think I'm ready to step back out there, like, you know, just
And
to
God
test
be
it.
like,
And
nope.
he like, no, that's
Nope.
not what I said. You know, because it's true. Like I get people be like, you know, it don't got to be that deep, like, you know, but no. It
For
is
you,
that deep.
it
exactly
is.
because
Ooh.
right now
Yeah.
he's like he already has already shown me that dating or having somebody else in my life right now is a distraction for me.
Yeah.
I can't afford no distraction until I learn how to balance a relationship. First of all, him first. My kids, a relationship, what he's calling me to do. Until I learn how to balance that, I don't have room for another person at this moment.
Yeah.
Also, too, there's some things that he's still dealing with me that I can't take with another person.
You cannot.
I'm still learning to discern people. You know what I'm saying? And also, too, I get distracted very, very easily.
Yep.
So I know. That's why I'm like, I don't, it'll be crazy for me to invite somebody in because I know where my distraction will go. And where the season right now, I can't afford to be distracted.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, yes, it stings because I feel like, dang, God, like I feel like I'm ready.
But
But
I
no.
want to be like
Yeah,
everybody
like,
else.
you know, you see everybody
Right.
getting married, you know, you see the little, but, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, like, society has made it feel like we supposed to have a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is about having somebody, and I hate that for the society because that's not true. You know, loneliness, first of all, loneliness is not a bad thing.
It's not.
Learning yourself, being by yourself is not a bad thing. First of all, I feel like when you're by yourself, you learn so much about you.
So much.
That also helps you to, when you get somebody, you know you. You know what I'm saying? So you know how you're going to react to certain things.
You know what boundaries to set.
Exactly. Boom. You know what you like and you don't like.
Yep.
You know how to start saying no to a person. And also, too, one thing I realized about me, boundaries is something that's new to me.
Yeah.
And the reason why I never had boundaries is because I was always afraid of someone leaving. Like if I set this boundary, this
He's
person not
yeah.
gonna want to be with me. Like deal with me, be with me, be around me, talk to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was scared boundaries was gonna run somebody away. But no, if you set a boundary, a person gonna, because I've had somebody respect my boundaries before.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody you don't like something, it's either they're gonna accept it or not. And if they don't accept it,
They're not
that's
for
not
you.
the person for you.
They're
and that's
not
okay.
for you. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got to stop romanticizing everybody.
Yeah.
And I hope I said that right.
You said that right.
Okay. We got to stop doing that because
Yeah.
I used to create fairy tales in my head.
Oh, baby. Second date. Like, I love
Just
him.
fairy tales.
Man.
Like, this the man of my
God.
dream. Ebony broke my little heart when she told me, like, girl, I was in a whole situation for like a year. She like, Sasha, that's not the bird.
That ain't
I
it.
just knew that was the one. She like, all
And
right.
that's why you need a good friend
Yeah.
sometimes, child.
Girl, the Lulu. I was the Lulu at its finest, girl. Like, you know, but romantic, that just all comes from your overwhelm. And then when you finally sit back and you look at this person, they were never even the person you created
They
them
don't
in
even,
your mind
you
to
don't even
be.
like them. You
Yeah,
be like,
you
once
like,
you get over them, you like, he ain't even that
Like,
cute.
yeah.
He ain't even all that.
They taught you something, because I
Yeah.
did learn so much from that person. I appreciate, like, especially the way he treated me. I took that.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things that I will not accept because he treated me a certain way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has helped me to hold myself higher. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
oh no, like there's somebody that's gonna be out here that do this for me. There's somebody that I don't gotta ask for a date. Like somebody that's a like, you know what I'm saying? It was the romantic part. I never experienced that. Like, not no shade. I always say that, but like he was the first person I experienced like being romantic. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, I learned that, and I'll take that from that.
Yeah.
But it was other characteristics from him that I was like, nah. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't first for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta stop romanticizing. Loneliness is a season where you can learn yourself, be better. Like, take that. I just made a video on TikTok. Like, bro, take advantage of your singleness, because I've grown so much in my singleness that I think I kind of forgot.
Yeah, like you.
I be forgetting sometimes even about a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then the only time I be like wanting it is when you see somebody. Oh, look at how cute they are, or like somebody. That's it.
You out with
that's
your girls. You want to like, I wish I can go home and see someone.
That's it.
But yeah, you got to lean into that loneliness. And even outside of a spouse, when it comes, sometimes you're just secluded. God just, takes you away from everybody. And instead of filling that void, like, let me just reach out to this friend or knowing that, no, sit with that. Yeah. It's something in that element that you're supposed to take away. And whether and it's not a timestamp, so it doesn't mean that it's gonna last a week. Yeah, this is shit. I've been in, I feel like, a loneliness phase for like the past 3 years. And no, when I say lonely, I don't mean that I don't have supportive people around me, but it's something that it's God just has you secluded. I can't explain it any way other than that. When you know, you know. So, I don't know what you're talking about. But
go ahead, say it. What you was trying to say? Isolation. That's
the word I was looking for. Yeah, God has you in isolation, and it's just you need to hear His whispers. You need to like heal a little bit. You need to be able to hear your own thoughts. We are in a society where everybody tells you what to think and how to feel.
Oh my God, yes. Like, we have to.
You will follow. Yes. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
The internet has got everybody in a frenzy. Yeah. Even me, like, I was there before, like, where I felt like I had to be like the culture or how society sees things. And I no longer see society I no longer see things how the culture and society feels like it has to be. My perspectives has changed so much about everything in life, and that's okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay with you. If that's what you want to do, I'm not doing that. But you know what I'm saying. But take advantage of it, enjoy it. Yeah, it's not a bad thing when when it's time for your person. The person gonna come. Stop looking for it. It's gonna come when you least expect it.
Yeah, and in that moment, another thing I'll add is to be curious.
That's good.
Be curious.
That's real good.
Figure out those little things that you thought about. Maybe you want to try. If it's like something different, like an art class. Maybe it's a workout class. Whatever it is. It could be something as small as going to the movies by yourself.
Facts.
Be curious, get out there and try it. Do it alone. It doesn't mean that you have to have somebody with you.
Come on, talk.
I think we both said we are in that new space of like doing things by ourselves. Yeah. And it's worked for me. Yeah. I met so many people, lovely people like Sasha. So get out there and be curious.
Yes, rediscover yourself. Because like you said, like you just said, same with me. I found so many things about myself. I'd be like, okay, like, even like
you really is that girl.
Like, yes, like, like, can't nobody tell me nothing. Like, and it feel good to feel that, like, because, people don't know where I came from. Like, I came from a dark space. Like, and I'm going to use this word because I hated myself at one point. Like, I didn't like me. And it's just like, to be in a space now, like, I cherish this, this time in my life, because like rediscovering yourself is like, dang, how dare you think about yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like that.
It's, jarring, right? Yeah. When you look back and see the really dark spaces you were in, the things that you believed were true. Yeah. And when you reflect upon it, it almost makes you like, what the fuck was that? Yeah. Like, what was I going through? Like, what? But know that, every space in our lives is to build up to some moment. So though it was a terrible time, and though you may have hated yourself then, you would have probably never knew what it was like to love yourself now.
Yeah, I believe that, and thank you. I truly believe that. I feel like a season. There's time. Like there's a timing for everything. Also, this maybe I don't know why God's timing is the way it is.
Yeah.
But it's not too late. I like
always
to
on
preach
time.
that because people be like, oh,
Always.
it's too late. No, it's never too late. Like, I feel like I'm in my prime. Okay?
Come on now.
And can't nobody tell me nothing. And like,
Yup.
I'm here. Like,
Yeah.
I arrived. And, no matter what God takes me through, if I'm in a bad season or what, I'm still that girl.
Yeah.
So.
And you are. And you are.
Period.
You are that girl. And just like the devil will whisper so many things to you, about yourself. But look at how others look at you. Like, people always used to tell me like good things about myself when I was growing up, but I couldn't see it, I couldn't hear it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was just like in and out.
So, all right, that concludes this. So,
Okay, thank you.
I want you to let them know where they can find you, get them all your social tags, your business info, let them know where they can come get you.
So, y'all can find me at RedZone_blog or RedZone _closet on Instagram. I'm also at Millionaire Amorz on Instagram, spelled just like that. Millionaire_Amorz on Instagram. And on TikTok, I'm at the RedZone Closet as well. So follow me on those. You can also visit my website. By the time this drops, I'm gonna be having a sale and some new arrivals. So check out www.redzonecloset.com and check out my collection. I'll be dropping a new collection pretty soon here. That'll be actually my designs from scratch. So check me out, y'all. I appreciate the support.
Yes, and I'm so happy that you came. So we are about to go to my favorite part of the show. We're going to go to the how do you see yourself mirror. And I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
The first question I'm going to ask, and I want you to look in the mirror, and I want you to tell yourself, how do you see yourself?
Okay. I see myself as a mogul, a powerful Black woman that inspires people to continue to step out of their comfort zone into their red zone, and just an all-around entrepreneur and a woman of God.
Beautiful. Next question. What is one way that you would like to rewrite your script?
One way that I actually am rewriting my script is giving myself permission.
Yes.
Permission to feel, permission to be sad, permission to tell my story without conflict or, worrying about anybody else, and permission to say no.
I love that. Okay, that is so great. Thank you. So I'm happy that you came.
Me too.
I hope and pray, that your business prospers, that you prosper.
Thank you.
You're amazing. I'm happy that we met.
Yes.
And this concludes the episode of Rewriting the Script. So we will catch y'all on the next episode. We out.
Mic drop.
See y'all.